Little furry monster.
Welcome to LFM's Pool List, everybody. The show that parties not just some of the time, but all of the time. Thank you to Eddie and Sir Rick James.
Yes.
For the intro today.
Yes, the late and great Rick James.
Just having a little fun in the studio today. I felt like jazzercising a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I saw that you taped over the weekend Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo on your TV there.
Vito D, let me tell you. This is Los, by the way, everybody.
If you haven't guessed.
Let me tell you what a busy week it has been.
Right, yes.
Dude, you know I love this time of year when it comes up. Free movie channels.
Yes, free Cinemax, HBO.
Because listen, I'm a cheap son of a bitch. I ain't paying for shit. Because if I'm not stealing it,
right,
I ain't paying for it. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But
that might be the statement of the year right there. If I ain't stealing, I ain't paying for it.
Well, I pay for it. In other ways, sure. Morally.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a very tiny moral center.
That costs much more than any amount in your wallet. I can tell you that. Yeah. Believe me, in the end, it's going to be all of you who are laughing.
You can say prayers now until the end of time. You still have a 10% shot again of going.
Yeah, there's no chance.
The Holy Land. The only shot you going to Holy Land at that place in Orlando.
I don't even know if they let me in there.
Oh yeah, you can't come in here.
They still have my photos up in there.
They have a list of like 3 people: Hitler, Satan, Los. You can't come in.
My only shot is if they actually are aliens up there. Yeah. Which is a little inside joke with us. We talked about this. Was when we talked about last week about spending time with our families for the holidays and stuff. My father is very obsessed with this. What is it called? Ancient Aliens.
I love the show. I love Ancient Aliens.
What is it, on the History Channel or what?
History.
And it's all about basically everything in the world has been created by aliens.
Yes.
So I got to watch a marathon of that. So we've been...
There's plenty of episodes, baby.
And Vito D here apparently is a big fan also. So
you were telling me, and I'm telling you all these facts. You're like, I know, I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah, so we've been having a lot of conversations about that. But anyways, busy week. Free movie previews. Yes. I love it. I finally got my DVRs to like under 10%. They are back to only 10% available.
Right.
So, not only that, dude. Not only that,
right.
But... not to even mention, it was an Austin and Alley takeover weekend on the Disney Channel. What is Los to do?
I don't know.
But it doesn't matter. We got plenty for the show today.
Did you... you even tape movies that you've seen a million times, and if they're on there, you tape them again.
Like what?
Breaking 2. you...
Oh, well, come on. Dude, I watched Over the Top yesterday.
That's a great movie.
Then I got stuck watching Batman Begins because I just couldn't turn it off.
Right.
I was telling you the other night, Superman, Batman, Doomsday came on.
Yes.
Or not Doomsday, Apocalypse.
Yeah, the cartoon, right.
Start watching that for an hour and a half, even though I've seen that a million times. Some things that just catch you and you're stuck,
What about the late night programming, any of that?
I didn't get that crazy about it this time. I did get some of my Girl's Guide to Depravity.
Yes.
Which I love that show.
Yeah, that show's pretty good. It's a funny show, too. Not only it has some comedy in there too.
I just have such a crush on the girl in that show.
Yeah,
but those are the only ones I recorded. I didn't record any other ones.
No Sinful Desires or.
No, I tried one and I was like, it's like the same thing over and over.
You did not the Da Vinci Load?
No,
you did that one.
No, okay. It was stacked racks from Mars. I'm not shitting you.
There's a whole genre of movies where hot chicks from outer space need to come to Earth to find out about our mating procedures. Yeah, that's like a whole genre of movies.
This one was 2 chicks were from Mars.
Right.
They came here to learn how to take over the planet, and the easiest way they figured was through men and their obsession with sex.
Oh, yeah. That's actually pretty good.
I don't think you had to come all the way here to figure that out. But that was the only one I watched. Stacked racks from Mars.
And you get that 2 raging boners up, or
dude? I know I said this before, but I hope and pray to goodness that somebody who has never had sex before
doesn't watch these movies
and take tips for these movies because there's some moves in there I don't even know what they're doing. One guy was like humping a girl's belly button. There's a lot of mid-back fucking.
Yeah, well, it's implied.
I understand that, but there's a better way to simulate it instead of like fucking a girl's shoulder blades.
Yeah, there's moves that that in regular sex don't work.
I've seen some well hung dudes before.
Whoa! You might want to edit that part out.
They're not reaching. They're not reaching from the fucking shoulder blades. Oh yeah, I told.
Woo!
This is a great documentary I watched.
Yeah, you showed me that. I'm like, am I in the right fucking house? Holy shit!
I watched a documentary called Le Bear. Okay, it was the Joe Manganiello. Is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Alcide from True Blood.
Yeah.
And Magic Mike, whatever. He did a documentary about male strippers. It's called Le Bear, and it was very interesting.
And is that what you say? I mean, that's...
Yes.
You did show me a funny scene.
It was like an hour and a half, and it was very interesting. Tell me you're not curious about what that life is like? I don't know anything about male stripping. Nothing. Never have.
Well, take it from someone who has stripped. Because I am a male specimen, it's very degrading.
No, but seriously, think about it. We're very familiar with female stripping.
Yes,
very familiar. I mean,
I have a set of towels at home to prove with cheetah girls all over them.
If two chicks from Mars were to come down here, it would be very easy to convince them that we actually created the profession.
So basically, between ancient aliens and porn, I'm ready for the alien apocalypse, baby. I know everything that's going to happen,
and I'm going to make it to heaven. Win-win. Everybody wins.
Yeah, that's the only shot you got is if the aliens that come down and they're whores, you're in. You're the first one they're taking.
Take me away. But no, for real. Like we know it. We know all the ins and outs there are about female stripping.
Sure. Yeah.
But male stripping, I have no idea. The only experience I've ever had was watching Magic Mike.
You saw that movie?
I did watch it. Yeah. Okay. It was on a free movie preview. See, this is the best part. You can watch some of these movies normally in the privacy of your own home without shouting it out across fucking airwaves to everybody to make fun of you about. But you can watch those movies that maybe you're a little bit embarrassed to see them in a normal or rent it or even go to a theater or whatever. Now, hey, they're free. I don't have to spend any money. All I got to spend is an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I noticed there were some singles on your table when I came to the house today. Were you
practicing?
Yeah.
No, listen, I don't give a shit. You can make fun of me all you want. I'm not going to get embarrassed. I'm comfortable enough to fucking admit that I watched it. You only saw one dick, and it was an accident.
Oh my god! Oh god!
I'm serious.
You could have just punched me in the stomach just then, and it would have felt less bad as what you just said.
I don't know why it makes you feel uncomfortable. What's the big deal?
I don't even want to see my own dick, and you want to see you saw other dicks.
Well, that's a problem. I love my own dick.
All right, well that's a whole different show. That's a different show called The Pull.
All right, anyway.
The Pull List.
Vito's already starting to sweat bullets over here.
No, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Listen, it doesn't. What are you worried about? Like, oh, that makes me gay or something?
Yeah.
Who cares? No, it does not. It's an interesting thing into a subculture that I knew nothing about. Okay, and I'm interested in that shit.
Right. All right.
Same reason I would watch that. I haven't watched it yet on Netflix, but there's one about the bronies.
Oh, that's a whole fucking culture right there.
But again, I know nothing about it other than what it, the general idea of what it is.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, they're the
guys who love My
Little Pony.
But like, they collect. Like, there's some they collect them. Like they watch a show and collect them, and then there's some that are like hardcore. Like,
see, I don't even know the difference, but I will watch that as well.
Right.
So I learn.
I can understand that to a point.
We were talking about something the other day. And we started talking about some drugs, right?
Right, yes.
Something with like somebody that we know and whatever, and found out that something we thought was innocent,
right?
Turns out that it could possibly be drug lingo, or drug code.
Yeah, I was totally fucking shocked.
For like dealing or selling or buying or I don't know. Well, I have no idea, but it never would have entered my mind.
Right.
Had it not been for another friend of ours who is more experienced in that area.
And that came up another question, like, who the fuck are we hanging out with?
But he let us know this. So I was like, dude, remember that time we saw this? It actually might have meant this. So, and I said to you, I go, isn't it funny how, I mean, we've been around for a while, right? Somewhat educated.
Right.
I might not grasp the English language all the time perfectly, but it's only because there's so many things in my mind going on at once.
Right.
But I'm not a dummy. So I think we've lived enough to have a lot of experiences to sort of know what's going on in this world, for the most part. I thought I was hip, yeah. But then there's just something like that happens, and you realize how little you really fucking know.
I know.
And how little of a bubble you actually only live in.
And it's like a whole different world outside your bubble.
Right. So that's why I enjoy to experience these things. Le Bear, for example.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, it was very interesting to hear the guys' stories behind it. These guys go through a lot of... I don't know why. I really didn't plan on talking about Le Bear this long. But now I feel like a sense of urgency to explain myself, which I don't even know why I feel that. I should just say, listen, I watch male strippers. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
End of story, but it's not. Because it actually is good, and I think it's worth watching if you're interested. But, like we said, female strippers, not much to their job, to be honest with you. I'm not knocking on them. I know it's a hard job because they got to deal with some disgusting people and a lot of shit, but, good for them. They do what they want to do. But that's it. They do that and they're done. And really their only criteria is like, hey, be a little bit good looking.
Right.
And that's not, we know.
That doesn't always happen.
That's not always the case either. Some clubs might be like, are you willing to do this?
Right, yeah. If they took a DNA test, would it come up woman? Yes. Excellent, you're hired.
Done. We can get you a wig, no problem. But these guys, dude, they literally had train every day, all day long, because according at least to this one club that this film was in, it's it's pretty hardcore to stay in there. All independent contractors, so they
don't have insurance and
no. So it was very interesting, like the backstage view of all that stuff.
Well, I think they have to probably stay in better shape.
Yeah,
I think they have to. Although I think their end result is probably better for them because they're dealing with women, and women 9 times out of 10 are pretty and beautiful. When the women strippers have to deal with fucking dudes, and that's
and it's fucked up because and again, it could be only this club, but the guys don't even get fully nude.
Oh, really?
Which is weird.
Yeah.
That's like they said it's like against the law, and a chick can't grab in the front.
Oh, really?
Or she can't grab in your ass crack. That can also get you arrested.
I don't tip otherwise. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I personally walked away from a stripper who wouldn't take over.
That's what I'm saying, though. There's a real double standard there.
Right.
I mean, it could be that the women made that law.
Right.
Because I don't know if they want to see that thing swinging around.
Sure,
but it was really interesting. And it's like, guys, we just want to see naked chicks. Naked chick,
that's what it comes down to it.
Doesn't matter.
Women want the whole fantasy type thing. Yeah,
doesn't matter. The women, these guys put on these whole elaborate cabaret style shows. Very interesting stuff. But anyways, I probably alienated half of the audience already. But you know what? Grow the fuck up.
Yes.
But anyways, moving on. So, like I said, it's been a busy week, but I still had time to fall in love.
Yes, you did.
I am in love.
With who?
With who?
Yes.
With Agent Carter.
Wow. Going from this to Agent Carter. Thank goodness we're talking about a chick.
I go both ways, buddy. I flip and flop all over the place.
You know what? I watched. I tell you, I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was a tad. My only complaint was a tad slow. But I love the show. I think it's great to see the history of the Marvel Universe in a sense, and how it started out, and how S.H.I.E.L.D., before it became S.H.I.E.L.D., started out. And she plays a great character. She plays a great Agent Carter, and I enjoy it. So,
yeah, I'm sure the people at Marvel love my intro into this, but I really...
The lead-in was great.
Listen, I really did love Agent Carter, and I am in love with Agent Carter.
Right.
Be prepared for a lot of Agent Carter cosplay coming up.
Yo, yeah.
It's all the cons, and I welcome all of it. Please, bring it. So sexy.
Yeah.
But anyway, the show is awesome.
Yes.
It really is. Despite my love for Haley Atwell.
Right.
The show was awesome, and it took me a little while. I did not get to watch it live.
Right.
And then the next day, I kind of was like, oh, fuck, it's 2 hours.
It was a 2-hour premiere.
I really had to dedicate myself to sit down so I would pay attention to it, only to be fair to the show. Normally, I watch TV and I have five other things going on. But I really wanted to just focus and pay attention, especially being the first 2 episodes. I never got the sense of it being slow, like you said. I was into it for the whole 2 hours. I loved it. I love her character. And she really does a great job. I mean, she did a great job in a Captain America movie. And even in Winter Soldier, when she played herself as an older dementia woman.
Right.
But not really big role to
only small roles.
Really flex much. This one's all about her.
Right.
And she flexes some serious muscle in this thing.
And they even throw some Steve Rogers in the beginning, which I thought was cool.
That part was I thought that was the only thing that they kind of hit you over the head with a little bit was Captain America, Captain America. And I'm talking about where they would flash back to the movie. Like that, I could have done without that. But I get it. I get why they did it. So I'm not going to bitch about it. But she, like I said, she flexed a lot of muscle in this thing. And I don't mean just kicking the shit out of people.
Which she did.
Oh, yeah. But the way she handles the guys at the office... the different characters that she played when she went like undercover, which is awesome.
Right.
And I didn't expect that at all.
No.
So that was really, really cool. Like when she was inspecting the milk.
Right, exactly.
Factory,
yeah, that was great.
That was awesome.
Fix his tire! And she kicks it.
Yeah, she's great. And the relationship between her and Jarvis.
First of all, can I just say that Jarvis is awesome?
Yeah.
He is so awesome. And, I mean, I loved Jarvis when he was the AI that, Tony Stark had. But as a person, he's not really funny. There's all kinds of shit going around him, and he's like calm. He's just great. I just love him.
Yeah, James Darcy is playing Jarvis, and the best part too is like you see it in the beginning is a little bit uptight, a little your typical Butler stuff, and then now he's got a little taste of the action.
Right? Yeah. Now he's
like, are you sure you don't want me to come with you?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, I'm more helpful if I come help you. Like, stay in the car,
Well, when it first started out, he's like making dinner for his wife, and he has the apron on. It's like, he's like, I can't talk right now. I got to make dinner.
Now he's like, are you sure you don't need me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's funny. So, basically, the premise of this, and it's a 7-part series. Howard Stark has been accused of treason,
right?
And is everybody's looking for him. He's disappeared. Somebody has stolen. Somebody has stolen. I told you. Again. I fucking told you about it.
All I want to say is you didn't mispronounce any words during the LeBear. I just want to make sure you. Okay.
LeBear and Dick.
There was only one Dick.
It was an accident. Flopped out while he was doing a somersault back.
There are such good things as good accidents. That was one of them.
They're called happy accidents. Come on, stop it.
We talk about Agent Carter. We went back to Dick's.
I'm supposed to marry Agent Carter. Leave me alone.
Well, we know we're taking you for the bachelor party. You do.
You're gonna ruin everything.
No, guys, he doesn't want the cheetah. He wants something else.
Been there, done that. I want to see the fire twirler. I want to be fucking romanced, okay?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have a feeling the LeBear segment will come back during the whole show. I just have a feeling.
You're welcome, Marvel.
Yeah, when you tag this, man, don't put it in effect that we're talking about dicks sporadically, right?
I'm not tagging Haley now. But anyways, Stark's been accused of treason.
Right.
They've stolen his bad babies, as he called them.
He called them, right.
Are his very top secret,
right?
Very dangerous,
right?
What do you call them? Inventions.
Yeah.
That he's kept in this secret place.
And it's called a chemical. They don't tell you exactly 100% what it is, but it's just a chemical.
Well, that's the first one they're dealing with. There's been 6 that are missing. So Stark goes to Carter and asks her for her help to clear his name, and teams her up with Jarvis to help track down these missing bad babies. So that's the basic premise of the show. And of course, Dominic Cooper reprises his role of Howard Stark, which is he's awesome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's going to be in much.
No,
maybe later episodes.
Once in a while, yeah.
But when he's on screen, you wish he was on screen more. Pretty good. and he's got that stark fucking arrogance, you know. Like the one part where he's talking about his invention, she's like, "Well, does it work?" And he goes, "Well, we don't know, but
I made it. So
of course it does." You know, like that does.
Right, you know where Tony got it from, right?
So I will say, the humor, which was a huge problem with me with S.H.I.E.L.D. because it was just so forced.
Right. Yeah.
It was not natural at all. The complete opposite is happening with this show. It feels very natural, very welcome, and perfect in place. I really enjoyed every aspect of this show. And the you know, of course, it's set in the time period just after the war. So all the men are back from war, and they're back to their douchebaggery ways. Right. Oh yeah.
One cool thing I thought was really cool was how they do the old radio shows. Yeah. And how they have like props and stuff like that to make sounds and like
that was your boy Ralph Garman.
Yeah, Ralph Garman was in there. Yeah. Now it made me hate the show just a little bit more when I saw him.
A lot of cameos from people. Yeah. Not necessarily like super well known, but like every time somebody came on screen, I was like, "Dude, I've seen that guy before. Right, exactly. I know that guy." Yeah. Like Landfill was in the diner. Yeah, he's the guy that Dick had a customer in the diner, which from Broken Lizard.
Let me tell you something. She is. You see her. She looks like. I mean, she's a pretty woman. Very. You know. You think she looks like a housewife, and the next thing you know, she roundhouses some dude, knocks him out, or takes a fork and sticks it in some guy's vein.
It's the best too because the guys treat her like shit. Like they all treat her like she's just a fucking secretary.
Pick up my dry cleaning, and she's like,
it's like the typical chauvinist, fucking sexist bullshit.
That was one thing they really hit you over that. Now I wasn't alive back then, and so maybe that's how it was back then. But they seemed like it was really bad then with chauvinism. I'm sure it was.
I'm sure it was.
Especially after the war, macho men are back in town now.
It still is.
Yeah.
I mean, how could it not? I mean, can you imagine? It still is today. Yeah. Imagine how worse it was.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like watching like old period movies and stuff because I just can't stand seeing how we behaved.
Yeah, right, exactly. I know in any way, right.
I'll see shit for history, and I learn history and stuff. That's great.
But you find out that we were some real motherfuckers back then.
But for enjoyment and stuff, like, you know, the slave movies and
you're like, holy shit.
Any of that old shit, like, I just can't be like, dude,
if you watch like 12 Years a Slave.
This wasn't that fucking long ago.
If you watch 12 Years a Slave, you're like, man, we're some bad, fucking, disgusting people.
Oh, it's disgusting. Yeah. Not even fucking human beings.
I know.
And even, fuck the slave movies. What about, like, Selma that's out right now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would love to go see that.
But that's 40 years ago.
I've seen clips of that, and I'm like, I can't watch this shit. I can't watch it. It makes me disgusted. Right. And then I think, like, wow, I wonder who in my family was a fucking scumbag. Right. Then it fucks everything up because then I start looking at my like great grandparents and like, well, they were probably assholes. Right. Oh, I wonder if my grandmother was an asshole. What the hell's going on? Yeah. Then you start to hate your own family. You don't even know why. They didn't do anything. Yeah. So I just avoid it. But
that's why you watch Breaking because everyone's together dancing, breaking everyone together.
See, it wasn't until the 80s until we figured it out.
Breaking 2 brought the races together, baby.
that was the dream.
They were breaking some chains, you know what I'm saying? Getting together, you know what I'm saying?
We can all get together and dance.
Yeah. First of all, if anyone has not seen that movie, Breaking 2, please do yourself a favor and watch it.
Or come over to my house. I recorded it.
We have it here. We can watch that. When you get sick of that, we can watch a little, something else.
Yeah. So, overall, I'm in love with Agent Carter for reals. I'm sort of sad that it's only a 7 episode thing now. At the beginning, when we used to talk about it, I was like, I think it's a good idea that they kept it short and stuff, but she is so good, she should have her own show.
I think
forever and ever.
What I think they should do is, they have this now for a 7-show, 8-show arc, whatever it is. They'll, then they end that rat bastard show, S.H.I.E.L.D. for the year. And then they should come back in the summertime and do another Peggy Carter series.
The only bad thing about Agent Carter, is that it makes you realize how shitty S.H.I.E.L.D. is.
Well, I think because all the same people who would do S.H.I.E.L.D. are on this show. Jeff Loeb's on there, Joe Quesada, all those guys are on there.
But you know what? And I know a lot of people have liked S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's gotten better, and I agree it has because I started kind of getting back into it towards the end of the last season or the mid-season, whatever it was. Started getting back into it, and it was good. It was watchable. Right. But I realized too, it's probably more personal opinion rather than anything, but I think the biggest reason is Coulson. Like,
you're welcome. I told you. I've been telling you that.
I just don't like Coulson.
And I like the characters
because
in Agent Carter a lot better. Even the dickheads, you just like you like the characters. You like to see that they're getting their just desserts. You like to see, Howard Stark. These are people that are in history. They were in the movie. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
Yeah. See, I don't know. In Agent Carter, like, I love the fact that the guys are like they're being portrayed as assholes, but they're also being portrayed as fucking dumbasses.
Right. Exactly.
And I love that.
Right.
Because it's like that's what you get. Fucking
exactly
dumbass.
Right. Don't underestimate her. Right.
She'll figure this all out while you two dumb fucks are piling through a pile of garbage to find a clue. Right. I love that part about it. That's the coolest part to me. And all the little things that she does just as a woman is great. Like the Jarvis trying to open her doors, right?
Right.
Like she'll run to the door. Oh, too late.
Right, exactly.
He's like, she won't even let him open the door for her and stuff. Like those little things are really cool. And I really enjoy that. But it made me think about S.H.I.E.L.D. And I thought back because, I like Skye. I know you don't like the two scientists too, but like they were okay after a little while.
Right.
Agent May is okay. Like,
right.
She doesn't really do much, but she kicks ass and is cool. Even the dude was okay for a while. And I realized if I thought back, there was one sole reason why I didn't enjoy the show, and it was him. I just couldn't do it. And I didn't feel that way because now having Peggy Carter as the main character in this, I don't care who else is in it.
Right, exactly.
I like her. And Jarvis is awesome. The waitress is awesome.
She has some good quips, like some good,
Yeah.
It's just the dialogue. You know what it is? I think they looked at S.H.I.E.L.D. and said, okay, well, this is more undiscovered country because we have certain points to be at, but we can do what we want. With Agent Carter, you sort of have to be a little bit more, you have to be more careful with that show. Because you're now telling the prehistory of something, and you want to be careful with that. I think and they were very careful. They learned from some mistakes, and I think that's why it's that much better of a show.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. I can't wait for the next episodes.
Yeah,
and it's Tuesday nights on ABC,
8:00.
I love it, love it, love it. I love her, and I love everything about the show so much. I'll definitely own that when they release that on DVD for sure. Wouldn't it be funny too, though? This whole how they set this up with Stark now, sort of like some other secrets are going on that Agent Carter doesn't necessarily know about yet.
Right.
And she's working with Jarvis. What if they just blew everyone's fucking minds? Like, exploded everyone's minds. And they had her hook up with Howard Stark.
Oh, and she's
Tony's mom.
That would be... Well, because he's a playboy at this point.
Marvel nerds would go ballistic.
Oh, that'd be... Yeah.
But it would be hilarious.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Captain America's girlfriend is Iron Man's mom. Captain America can be like, banged your mom.
Yeah.
Although he never did, but...
Your mama jokes.
Still, yeah. Just hear Captain America fuck with Tony Stark would be great.
That would be a neat little twist, though. That would be a neat little twist. But...
I just thought of
cinematic world though. I don't think it would match up.
No, it would never. It would never happen. But it would be hilarious.
But just I'm playing stupid
just
here.
Just to feel the outrage, I would love it.
I'm just being stupid here.
Yeah.
But
that would force me to like Tony Stark a little bit, though.
What if Tony Stark is not really Stark's son, but he's Jarvis's son? Oh. Okay, there's another tidbit. There you go. See?
Oh yeah, we're rewriting this fucking Marvel universe right now.
You know what they should do in the next Avengers? They find out that he's Jarvis's son, and Howard Stark's real son is the actor Jamie Kennedy, and he comes in as some fucking weirdo, burnout jerk off, and he gets the Stark millions. Wouldn't that be awesome?
No, what?
Or Seth Green,
what?
Like some jerk off actor. That'd be so great. Anyway,
I was with you for a minute, but
here's my question. Here's a stupid question.
That just got you fired.
This is a legitimate question.
Yeah.
This show's about the formation of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Basically.
Yes.
So that's where they're going to eventually, at the end of the 7-episode arc, we're going to start seeing some kind of formation of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, that was all my question was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the whole reason for the show. Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it came out at a good time, and this is a show that I want to watch.
I agree, and everybody should be watching it. Unfortunately, we didn't come back on air in time to let you know, in case you missed the premiere, they did replay it this past Saturday.
Yes.
But I'm sure you could get it. Is ABC on Hulu or
they're on
any
Hulu?
Of those?
They're on demand. They have on demand stuff. So
you know what to do.
You can go on their website and probably see it too.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, you can find
Believe me, you can find it.
But if you didn't and you were on the edge, believe me, it's worth it. So
it's worth definitely the same.
And we got another little surprise. If you did stick through the 2-hour show, or just wait an hour later, or probably 5 minutes later.
Right.
We got our first look at the Ant-Man trailer, starring Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas. It's coming out in July, right? 2015. And I don't even know if I got to ask this, because I can see your face standing across from me.
Yes.
Where do we stand on the Ant-Man? Are we excited yet, or what? What's going on?
Give me a magnifying glass. I'm going to burn this Ant-Man right off the face of the earth, okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing at all?
Nothing. I'll see it just so I can rip it on the show.
Oh, you can't go into it with an attitude like that.
I like Paul Rudd. He's not a very serious-ish actor, so it's going to be kind of hard to see him.
I thought that was funny, too, because, the only one of these, well, really both lines that he has in the trailer are jokey.
Right, exactly.
Typical Paul Rudd, right? I mean, the first one was that,
Right.
Like, it's like, okay, that's fucking Paul Rudd. But, and I like Paul Rudd. But, I don't know. When the thing was first announced, I could care less. Right. Then I heard Edgar Wright. I'm like, I'm all fucking in.
Right, sure.
Now, I don't even give a shit what it is, but I'm watching it. Then he bounced out, and I said, I go back to not giving a fuck now. And then all this jumbled turmoil kind of stuff, weird stuff was happening. And now this is our first look since all of that. And it didn't really do anything for me.
I don't understand why they're doing an Ant-Man movie. They are... Now, we don't know what's happening in Ultron 100%, but if they've already said that it could be that Ant-Man has nothing to do, or Hank Pym has nothing to do with the creation of Ultron, then why are they doing an Ant-Man movie? I don't understand. Why have Ultron created by someone else and then do an Ant-Man movie afterward? I don't know.
I don't know why that's such a big deal to you.
I think why alter the history of something to make your cinematic universe work in a certain way?
Well, because number one, you had no intentions of making an Ant-Man movie,
right? When
you started this run,
right?
With the Avengers,
right? But
so to be honest, the character of Hank Pym and Ant-Man,
right,
isn't even a character I don't think that would come up as like, oh, we could cameo him here, and then he could be the guy that creates Ultron. There's no way they look that far ahead. Now, having the success that they've had through Phase 1 and Phase 2,
right?
Now, they're at the level now where they're just invincible, and they're like, we're going to fucking make everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's a shame.
In the comic world, they just re-released Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I know.
They'll
I saw that the comic. I'm like, the fuck would read that shit?
Probably going to be a fucking movie of that soon.
I'm sure it will be.
They've already talked about Howard the Duck. I mean, they're basically at the point where they're like, we don't give a shit. We're going to fucking make everything. Because you know why? We're still going to make billions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. As long as it says fucking Marvel, people are going. And they've earned that. They've reached that level. So I think Ant-Man was just an afterthought. But you've already had your whole thing mapped out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the big deal about altering I don't think that's that big of a deal. Who gives a shit who made Ultron? Okay. And to be honest with you, I know that they've said, well, he really doesn't have anything to do with it. Who knows?
Right.
Nobody's seen the actual movie yet.
No, not many scenes from Shield from Ultron have been shown yet. So Hank Pym could make a cameo in there.
We'll find out in May. Who knows?
Right.
That's the other thing. We're taking everybody at their word.
Right.
And they could just be throwing us all off the scent because there's so much goddamn spoilers out there.
That could be true. I don't know. I think what they're doing is good. I'm more comic book movies the better. But what I think is doing, they're creating a bubble that eventually it's just gonna burst and no one's gonna give a fuck anymore.
Maybe.
I think the same thing happened with like Divergent for a second, if we could say it. All the Maze Runner, which happened to be decent, and all these teen book movies were coming out, Hunger Games, and then Divergent comes out, and people were like, it had a decent opening week, and then it was just fell off the face of the earth. No one wanted to see it. I think too much of a good thing eventually leads to a bursting of a bubble, and then where do we go from there?
Yeah, but I don't know. These characters have much wider
appeal,
scope than some stupid teen book.
Right before the show, you read to me the top 10 books of the year.
Yeah.
2014.
For 2014.
9 out of 10 of them were Marvel books.
Yeah. The only non-Marvel book to make the list was The Walking Dead.
Right.
And you know why, everybody's buying that.
So, you're like, how, there's so many good books out there, and meanwhile, 9 of the top 10 are Marvel books. So you're like, you know what? The word is getting out. People want it, So
for individual sold issues.
Right. And then you go to the trades, and it's totally different. But that's...
Right. Also, remember that they print like 1 million copies of each book.
Right, sure. Right, exactly.
So
I bet you there are more...
And not to mention that these sale numbers are from the direct market.
Right. And then actually mean how many people go in the store to buy them.
Right. So if Spider-Man #1 is the #1 selling issue of 2014, I guarantee you can walk into 80% of comic book stores and there will be a handful, if not way more than that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Copies of Spider-Man #1. So remember, those numbers are a little misleading because it doesn't necessarily mean that people have bought those. That means the stores have bought those.
And they're saying that Marvel's Star Wars #1 is supposed to, now this is from the distributor again, order 1 million copies. That's huge for a book.
Right. Which is coming out this week, actually, right? With its 50-something variant covers.
Yeah, that's unheard of for a book. 1 million ordered issues, but if you walk into a store like you said, those top 10 sold, you could probably find each one of those. But a lot of the stuff that we saw on the top 10 graphic novel is you can't find issues of those because once the store gets them, they're sold out. So those numbers are a little bit misleading, to say the least. So.
Yeah. So. Bottom line, we're just not we're not thrilled with Ant-Man
we're going to see it. I'll see it because it's part of the universe, and I want to see it, and we'll talk about it. And listen, I could be totally surprised. I could walk out of there and say, "Holy shit, this is great!"
Now, let me ask you: is it just because you're not interested in the character at all, or was it something specifically that you saw?
I think I'm not interested in the character.
Okay,
just not interested in the character,
and nothing you saw in the trailer was enough.
No, nothing I saw in the trailer made me say, "Holy fuck, I need to see this movie."
Because a lot of people, felt the same way about Guardians.
Yeah.
And then when they saw that first trailer, it was a little different. It was like,
I think Guardians
even you sort of...
Right, I was more excited for Guardians.
I think both of us kind of thought, all right, this is going to be like a kind of... This is going to be very interesting, because this could go either way.
Exactly. We both thought about, holy shit,
what
they're doing. And then they're smarter than we were.
Right.
And then we saw that, that little 10-minute teaser that wasn't the whole movie, but the 10-minute teaser.
But the trailer had come out already.
Yeah, it was definitely worth. So listen,
the Hooked on a Feeling music video, basically.
I think I listen. I hope I go in there, I come out and say, "Fuck yeah."
That's why I'm curious, because a lot of people I know felt that way about Guardians. Then they saw a little snippet of Guardians, a little teaser, and then everybody's kind of fears were calmed, and people started to get really excited about it. I haven't gotten that sense from this Ant-Man yet, other than from the Ant-Man people.
Right, exactly.
Of course, they are, yes, I want Ant-Man. I would feel the same way. I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about the character.
Right.
I'm not sure I really care to. But the trailer looked cool. I mean, some of the stuff in it looked cool. Like the Ant-Man and Wasp thing looked really cool.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. And you got Michael Douglas. Michael
Douglas is one of the best actors of all time.
He's gonna put in a good performance. Hopefully. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it happen before to some of these greats. They get in the comic book movies and they get a little crazy. And it's hard to not like Paul Rudd. So I think he'll do a good job too. I think it'll be an interesting movie. We'll see. And it'll be up to that. Maybe after the movie, you're right. Maybe after the movie, you'll be like, wow, maybe I will read some of this Ant-Man stuff. He's kind of cool.
Exactly. I'm going to have an open mind. At first, I was closed-minded to it. I'm going to have an open mind. I'm not going to go I go into every movie. Entertain me. If I'm entertained, it's going to be good. If I'm not entertained, are you not entertained?
I don't know. I've never been into anything that gets little. Like the Atom, I feel the same way about the Atom. I could give a shit about this guy could shrink down to a size of. I never was into that stuff. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. thought was fucking stupid. And
I was like, you went back and reference on that. Yeah.
Well, I was like, what, 5 years old?
Yeah.
Well, that was terrible. Dumb. Floating in a fucking bowl of Cheerios.
Right.
Grab onto a fucking Cheerio. It's
They're riding an ant.
Yeah.
With a piece of, like, coffee cake. I never got that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then they fuck up that whole series.
The only movie that was good about somebody shrinking was The Incredible Shrinking Woman. You ever see that movie?
No, I never saw that movie.
Lily Tomlin? Way back.
Yeah, man.
That was a good movie. But that had a gorilla in it. So
well, that's why.
Boom.
There you go. I wonder why it was good.
She was in a lab with a gorilla. Yeah. And there you go. But anyway, all right, so Ant-Man's ho-hum. We'll see. We'll
see it. Listen, we'll see it.
Well, I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
But nothing in the trailer made me get that excited for it. Next thing I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
You know I don't like talking about these things.
Oh, boy.
I don't like them.
Okay.
Because they're rumors.
Rumors, yeah.
And they're usually bullshit, and I don't like to fucking address bullshit. But that did get me curious of what your reaction to these would be. And, of course, I'm talking about some of the Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice rumors that have been running rampant this last week. The first of them was that the possibility of this movie being broken up into two parts.
Well, with the two movies, I'd be happy with that. You know, Batman, Superman, two of the my favorites in two movies.
Right.
I just can't see that.
And not only that, but the fact that it'd be broken up into two parts, we could get part one as soon as November of this year.
Yeah. I don't see if they did that. I think it's a rash decision. I think it's too early. We'll see at Comic-Con this year. We'll know for 100% sure because that's when they're going to release the first trailer for this movie. I can't see. I've also seen musings from the official trailer, like the official movie people, and also Henry Cavill saying there is no truth to that, but then he also could be sworn to secrecy too. I just don't think that all of a sudden they're going to have two movies. I just don't think so.
But Vito.
Yes.
They made The Hobbit into 3 movies.
Right.
They've split Hunger Games into multiple movies.
4 movies.
They've split Twilight sagas into different movies.
Right.
Harry Potter's into different movies.
Right.
Do you not think Batman vs. Superman is worthy of 2 movies?
Well, they could do a movie each month, and I would love it. So you're asking the wrong guy. But, if... I don't know. Maybe on the news. See, I think what this is coming from is on the news that the Avengers movie, that the next Avengers movie is going to be broken up into 2. The Secret Wars. That could be a reason why this happened, because this is happening towards the end of next year into the year after. So maybe it could. Maybe they have so much shit that they need 2 movies. I mean, that could possibly be 2.
Maybe. I don't know. The only thing. I don't know. See, because I'm probably not. I'm not the right person to make this comment, but I'm the only one here to make it, so I'm going to make it. These multiple movies, part 1s and part 2s that they're doing, like I said, the Hunger Games and the Twilights and whatever. I haven't seen any of them. I'll be honest with you, I haven't. But the people who have seen it, the general census that I get from those people are that there was no need for those movies to be split in 2. They could have just been told in one story, just like the book is, and fucking move on. So it's more of Hollywood milking and stretching something out that could have fit into one movie. I mean, The Hobbit being 3 movies, a lot of people bitch about this last Hobbit. You guys probably noticed that we haven't talked about it at all.
Right.
And because, I'll be honest with you, nobody's asked us to. Nobody give a shit.
It's 45 minutes shorter than the other movies.
And I heard from a lot of people that are, they're like, they put shit in this movie that doesn't even exist. So freaked out all the hardcore Tolkiens or whatever. So I don't know. But I will say the only cool thing that does come out of a movie being split into 2 is that you get part 2 pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the only cool thing.
Less than a year away. So
rather than having a straight up, this is the first one, and then you got to wait for the sequel, which is usually like a year, maybe 2 later. The cool thing, if they do split it into 2, is you get one, in July, and then the next one comes in like February or something. Maybe like 4, 5, 6 months in between. Boom, you got them both. So that's a cool thing.
Well, one issue I had with the Superman versus Batman is, you're starting from two characters that may not know each other.
Yeah.
And then if it's called Dawn of Justice, or you're getting from that to all the way to, okay, now we're forming the semblance of some kind of Justice League, which was going to be a 5-hour movie. So maybe the actual creation of two movies allows the first conflict of Batman not trusting Superman and trying to get that done to, okay, now there's a reason for us to form a league in the second one. So, yeah, it could be just so much stuff to do that.
Maybe, but I don't know. If the whole first movie is just Batman trying to trust Superman,
right?
I think it's going to be boring as fuck. But that's me personally, because I don't like that.
Like, you hated the Avengers when they fought each other for a half hour.
I hate it. I don't.
There are people that just love that. I hate that too. I'm not.
I mean, I like when I'm not saying all the heroes need to be kumbaya and get along, right. But I just don't like when they have these just fights between each other. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Like I told you, I was watching Superman Batman Apocalypse the other night, right? Did you ever see that one?
Bits and pieces.
All right. Well, remember, like, Wonder Woman comes to take Supergirl. She's like, she's coming with me.
Right.
We're going to train her or whatever. So she takes her to Themyscira, right? And they're training her. And then Superman shows up. She's in the middle of this training. The Supergirl's in the middle of this training exercise. And she's about to get her ass kicked. And the girl, like, throws a sword down to her, making her yield, right? And Superman's like, don't you touch her. Like, thinking she's going to really hurt her. And Wonder Woman jumps in. They have this back and forth and whatever. And Wonder Woman says something, and then Superman mumbles to Batman, like, she's really starting to get on my nerves. And Wonder Woman's like, I heard that. That stuff I like.
Right.
But the whole straight, like, fighting and
where they're throwing each other through walls.
And right. even in that movie, like, Batman basically calling Superman a pussy. And
well, you like that.
Well, yeah, because he is. And that kind of stuff I dig. But if it's going to be a whole movie of them fighting each other, I'm going to be bored. And I'm going to be very sad. So I do not think, although, like you said, what is it going to be, a 5-hour movie? That would be fucking amazing.
Oh, I love that.
But they did shoot a lot, man. They've been shooting for like 7 or 8 months. I don't think that they're going to split it.
Right.
I've seen people come out and say, like you said, they've already said that's not true. It's not splitting into 2 parts. I believe that. I don't think that'll happen. But I would not be surprised if they were filming Justice League stuff at the same time.
Why not? They got everyone there.
That would make sense. Otherwise, I don't know how they're going to fit everybody else into these movies unless they are just small cameos for, like, Cyborg and Aquaman and all that stuff. You mentioned trailer. The other rumor that I was going to bring up to you was supposedly we might get our first peek of the teaser trailer in front of what is it, Jupiter's Ascending, or
yes,
that's coming out in February.
Right.
So the rumors from our favorite cleaning crew,
right? Yeah, they got some Fabuloso and fucking got right in that scene.
El Latino review.
They're waxing the news.
They're saying that it could be in front of Jupiter's Rising or Jupiter's Ascending.
Yes.
Isn't there a Jupiter's Rising?
I think it was a book.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's some Jupiter something or other.
All I know is that Ascending's got Channing in it, baby.
Yeah. Well, all I know is this: is that movie's gonna make $600 million that weekend because everyone's gonna watch the trailer and then leave. we just made whoever's in the movie is gonna be the biggest star ever, and then they'll just walk out. So, I don't care what it is. 1 movie, 2 movie, 1 5-hour block, 6 movies. I'm there to see it. So,
what about the other rumor that's got everybody up in arms a little bit about?
Okay,
every fucking bit of news that.
Well, can I just say that Batman Superman has had more bullshit rumors about it since the beginning?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, so
absolutely.
Yeah, let's just one more.
Again, I'm not talking about these because I think they're true.
You talk more about the ludicrousness of this.
I want to know what your opinion is because I see everybody else's opinion, but I never got to talk to you about it. The big rumor is that Doomsday is going to be the villain in this thing.
Okay.
And Doomsday will be the reason why the Trinity comes together.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's a great idea.
Because people are like, why are they fucking bringing Doomsday in so early? Fucking wasting him. But I want to ask you, because you're the Superman guy.
Yeah.
I think Superman's a pussy. Doomsday, I think also, is a terrible villain.
Well, can we just go on a limb that all these big villains, Apocalypse, Thanos, all of them.
That they all blow?
They all suck.
Yes.
They're all a version of each other, and they all suck, okay?
Okay.
There's no good of one of them. However, I think if Doomsday is the one, why it makes sense is because he's the only one to defeat Superman, quote unquote. So to have a formidable opponent like that would take the League to beat him. So
agreed.
That would be the only thing. Where I don't think Thanos is that. I mean, sure. The thing about Thanos is he has 1.5 million soldiers with him and all that kind of. Doomsday is just one dude who has the power to beat Superman. So I think it would take, a group of or league of them to beat them. So that's why I do it.
Now, do you think if it is true,
Yeah.
do you think it's DC's way of going like, oh well, you guys held back Thanos so long, we're gonna bring one of our big boys right in, haha, take that.
I 100% think that because they want to get the upper hand in somehow.
Even though, let's be honest, probably about 70% of the movie audience had no idea who the fuck Thanos was.
Yeah. We were in the movie, and there's someone that was like, it was dressed up as a fucking character. It was like, it said, I forget the name he said, but it wasn't Thanos.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't even read this yet, and I know that's Thanos. And I mean, so, people know Thanos now like he's a household name, but,
right. And Doomsday, people freaking out about using Doomsday early. Doomsday, to me, he's only known for one thing, and that's killing Superman.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing.
I think it's them bringing out the big guy.
He's basically just like a mindless zombie that just fucking destroys shit, right?
Pretty much.
He's like a Hulk with spikes.
Right.
But he doesn't change into a human.
Right, exactly. But also, I mean, you could have said they could have brought out Darkseid, too.
Well, Darkseid...
If they brought out Darkseid, then I'd say, okay, well, they're doing it just to fuck with Thanos because the two of them could be twin brothers.
Yeah, but at least their Darkseid has some layers to him.
Yeah. Yeah, well like Thanos does. Thanos had layers to him, too. I think it's...
Yeah, but Doomsday does not.
Doomsday is just a big, dumb beast.
I mean, he's a B-level villain to me.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way.
I mean, the New 52s already brought Doomsday in right off the bat.
Right. They brought him in twice. They brought him in.
Before they even knew who their Superman was going to be.
Right. They brought Doomed in, and then they have other characters, like Doomsday-ish characters.
Yeah.
I look at it this way. I don't think they need the whole Justice League to beat Luthor. I think that just would be stupid. So I think they need to have a big British, just destroy the whole fucking city again type guy, and that's who Doomsday is.
But Doomsday could be a character that Luthor could control.
True. Yeah, because he wouldn't
manipulate.
Darkseid. Right, exactly. He couldn't control Darkseid.
Darkseid's going to piss on Luthor.
Yeah, In fact, I would say that Luthor would probably...
Especially since he's Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think what he would do is, in that case, if it was Darkseid, that Luthor would probably, like they're doing with the New 52 now, would probably join the Justice League to help against Darkseid, because...
Oh, God, no.
Well, what I'm saying, if Darkseid destroys the world, there's no world for him to lead, so that's probably why they would do that. So.
Oh, man, you're already asking people to swallow a lot for him being Jesse Eisenberg as is. you want him to join the fucking Justice League too?
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
I wonder if he's. Do you think he comes up to Henry Cavill's waist? Jesse Eisenberg.
You don't know.
What kind of suit are they putting him in to get him as tall as Henry Cavill? That's what I want to know.
He's always going to be at a podium somewhere.
They're just going to give him the big green suit right off the bat, just to make him as tall.
Yeah, his legs are going to get crushed in a car accident in the beginning of the movie or something. Oops, I just built this giant green suit for myself. Don't mind me.
The casting meeting was, they're all sitting at a table. All right, what part of we need a guy that's 6'4" didn't you understand in this fucking note here? I don't know. Number 1 was dude, has to be a dude. Number 2 is has to be taller than 5'7". I don't know what happened. Number 3 is revert back to 1 and 2. I don't understand what the rules of Lex Luthor. I mean, Jesus Christ!
Don't mind me in my giant green mech suit. I'm just rebuilding Metropolis.
Yeah. Hey, what, they put Mega Man on here? No, it's that's Jesse Eisenberg.
And then you'll get Bruce Wayne's going to be like, "There's something not right about him." Yeah. Hey, you think, Bruce? He's got a fucking rocket launcher next to his fucking arm.
I want to be your president. And he flies away with fucking jetpack on him. Oh. How are they going to...
Clark's still trying to learn how to use a computer.
Yeah. The thing about it is, Superman... In Superman, you can have a guy that weighs 100 pounds with a bald head, fucking 5'7", saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to kill you, Superman. He's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
right?
but I hear you. But when has Luthor ever been imposing?
No, it was because he was so smart. That's what his deal was, right?
So, I mean, even comics or any of the other movies or anything, Luthor's never been like a physical imposing person.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's all his mind, his diabolical plans and all his bullshit. So
yeah, he has,
and you know what, Luthor should be a little weasel.
Well,
because
maybe that's what they're going for, right?
To be Superman's main villain, and we already established that Superman is a pussy.
Well, no, Superman.
Why not?
Superman has the worst villains. I'm telling you right now. Superman. I mean, as a long life Superman fan, the worst fucking villains out of all of them, except for Bizarro. Bizarro is my favorite villain, but even he in the line of villains is some of the weakest. So, oh god, it's so horrible. Like, if you're Superman, they should come up with badass fucking villains to fight against. I mean, even Green Lantern has better villains than that. I don't know.
Everybody does.
Yeah, it does. Christ almighty.
I mean, so honestly,
Aquaman could fight a whale. It's still better than...
Look, Superman started all of this, really. You know. But you never hear anybody talk about his villains.
Yeah. Even when the Death of Superman came out, you're like, really? Doomsday?
I mean, even Flash, the Rogues Gallery. Everyone's like, the Rogues Gallery, the Rogues Gallery.
Right. Even when I thought the Flash, honestly, before I started watching it, was the pussiest superhero of all the superheroes. That's I mean, Aquaman was more of a fucking, tough guy than him. And then you watch the Flash, you're like, this guy's fucking cool as shit. And then even when the Death of Superman came out, and they're like, at the hand of Doomsday, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. How can it be Doomsday? How can it be a guy with the brain of a rock beat him? And it was basically just a fucking battle to the death, and still one of the coolest, splash pages of all. But I'm just like, how can that be? He's still by and far has the worst. All-Star Western has worse villains than him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great. I have to. He can't be the worst, but he's the worst. And it's just like, it's crazy. Even the villain now in Superman, who is just a remake of fucking Superman 4, The Quest of Peace, dude.
Has he turned to villain now?
No, not yet. But you were right. You told me
Nuclear Man?
I was praying for Jeff Johns to take over Superman, and now that he took it over, I'm like, just go back to whatever you're doing, dude. Whatever you were fucking before this, just leave and go do it.
Oh, Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns.
Yeah, my membership to Jeff Johns is quickly expiring, okay? The Jeff Johns Club.
Well, let's get into comic books anyways, huh?
Yeah, so while we're here, yes.
Big exciting thing. Before we get into our picks of the week, this past week was Image Expo.
Oh, yes.
Vito, I'm telling you, Vito, this would be like fucking Disneyland for me if I could ever get to San Francisco. Fuck San Diego Comic-Con, fuck New York Comic-Con, fuck all.
Image Expo is the coolest thing.
Unless any of you answer us and let us attend your con.
Yeah. Then we love you.
We love all of you.
If you say fuck Image Expo, I'll wear a shirt that says that.
Damn right.
Until that day happens.
But I am telling you, I would pick and choose Image Expo over any of them.
And it's really a creator. It's really just about the comics, and that's what I love about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's one-on-one with all the creators and the owners of the company. It's awesome. It is an awesome thing. So a lot of really cool announcements came out of that, and I'm excited about them. And I just wanted to tell you about a couple sort of highlights that came. I won't get all into it. If you're interested, go to Image's website, read the rundown of everything that was announced. Amazing. Image is just kicking ass, dude. Every month I get the previews. You can just add every Image book to every one of them.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable. And I try hard not to, because I try to cut back. I have nowhere else to put these damn things.
Image stuff.
I have nowhere to put these books.
I'm literally homeless because I don't have room. Not because I lost my house, but
I'm going to live in my truck. My books are going to have the house.
Yeah, the books are going to have the truck one day too. You're going to open your door. There's going to be 2 long boxes in there. You're like, all right.
Oh fuck! But I just
your
can't.
boy Kirkman was there.
Yeah. I can't help it, though. I can't help it. But some of the highlights. Phonogram is returning,
yes!
dude. Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey,
he is
of
wrapping
course.
it up. This is the end.
That is huge, huge news. I never thought I'd see that day, but it's coming. For fans of that, you guys know what I'm talking about, and you will be excited. If you're not familiar with that, they're the two behind the very successful Wicked and Divine right now. But Phonogram was some of their earlier stuff, and they have 2 books out already. You can get them in trades. I highly recommend them. They're awesome, amazing stories. And they're returning to Phonogram. They're returning to that world to finish it out, like Vito said. That's super exciting. Another cool one that I brought up only because it related to a lot of things that we actually discussed the other night.
Right.
James Robinson and Philip Tan are putting this book out called Heaven.
Yes, I saw this.
It's going to be a space opera,
right,
where man and alien have combined and used religion to conquer the universe.
Can I just say for a second? No bullshit. I swear on hand or whatever. We had this conversation.
Swear.
We were having the ancient alien conversation.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation.
Yeah. It was like 5 nights ago at dinner or something.
Right.
Man and alien have combined. They have used religion to conquer the universe. And now that is conquered, they are going to the other universe known as Heaven to take down that one as well. So it is exactly like our conversation. Unbelievable. We didn't have that conversation months ago. We could have wrote this book.
Yeah. Damn, late to the party again.
But the good thing is, there's good thing coming up
exactly,
here.
Exactly.
There's good thing happening.
We're on the fucking track.
That's right. Los and Vito D's minds. They're almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah, almost.
We're right on the cusp, baby.
I had this idea for a movie of a battle in stars called Star Wars. Have you heard of it?
Dude, no, but listen, I'll tell you what. When I first decided, not first decided, but first got serious about, hey, I want to write my own fucking comics. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I started writing this story, and it was about this detective. I remember his name was something Foster. I wrote this whole fucking write-up, and it was this whole thing about this detective and the supernatural, and he's he was investigating these serial killers or these serial killings, and each body had these markings on them, and then you find out later on that these markings were actually markings on a map, but they created this key, and it was going to open a portal to hell, and blah blah blah. But then this guy Foster, he dies, but he comes back, and he's got an angel with him now, and this angel is basically telling him, "You work for us now. We need you to stop this portal from opening," blah blah blah. And he goes around and does whatever. I mean, I spent months writing this fucking thing. I was so excited. I'm like, dude, this is fucking cool. Right? Hadn't seen anything like it. And I told you too, that's a lot of the reasons why I get as many books and stuff as I can. I like to
you want to broaden your horizons.
I like to broaden my horizons, but also see what else is out there to make sure I'm not doing the same fucking thing that already exists, because you never know. You sit in a fucking house all by yourself, and you're like, hey, I got an idea for this guy who wears a fucking red cape, and he's from this fucking alien planet, right? You don't know. But anyways, I read this whole fucking thing, and then the movie Constantine comes out. And I was not familiar with it at this point. I never had read Hellblazer.
Well, obviously the guys that made the movie weren't familiar with it.
But still, I didn't know that. I knew of Hellblazer, but I never read it. Never read it because I heard it was about an English guy.
Right. Click.
I was like, oh, if I can't listen to him on TV,
exactly.
How am I going to fucking read him? So I was like, no, I'm not interested. Unfortunately, it was stupid because that shit is right up my alley.
Right, exactly.
And as of then, I have rectified that situation.
Right.
But at that point in my life, I had not read Hellblazer, but I did go to see Constantine because it was Keanu and whatever, and looked cool, angels, demons. Dude, about 80% of the mythos of Hellblazer
is
what I wrote.
Right.
Everything from him having the cancer to all this stuff, because I had my guy, every time he used powers he got sicker.
Right.
And he had to, at the final end, he had to make this big decision. And I've tried to take stuff from that and rework it but nothing's come out of it.
But Spawn had an element to that too.
Yeah. But it was devastating, dude.
Right.
Devastating, because I thought, I'm like, dude, this is genius. I've never even heard of anything like this.
Yeah.
And here I am, having to sit through that shitty movie that.
Right.
But also to have my fucking dreams crushed.
Right, yeah. You got crushed by a shitty movie.
Right.
It was a fucking awesome movie. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, that sucked. So I know what that feels like. But
well, I had this idea where there's a guy who by day was a archaeology teacher in Kansas. And by night, he was a fucking adventurer. It was Kansas City Smith. But then I went to go see Indiana Jones. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well, your idea would have worked if you would have brought in a son.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, he got into some.
Yeah.
See, some
hijinks.
You see, there's some more controversy surrounding our boy LaDouche.
No, what? I don't even. I mean,
I gotta tell you, I actually feel bad for the guy.
I don't.
The guy can't do anything without being fucking scrutinized. For
but he also does some stupid shit.
Like what?
Having a fit in the middle of a play.
Oh, he told the story about that. It was fine.
All right.
He was drunk.
All right, Team Shia. Let me tell what happened now.
No, yeah, dude. Listen, the guy's talented. I will.
You went back and watched Holes.
No.
Holes. And you're like, that kid's fucking awesome.
No. Although I did see
what was. You found my hole.
What was the show he was on? Disney? Even Stevens? Or something?
Even Stevens.
Oh, terrible! It was on one night. I get pissed because now you know what Disney does at night now.
What?
I gotta let Disney know. They do these like replay, like flashbacks.
Right. Yeah.
So they show like Lizzie McGuire and like
right.
That's So Raven and Even Steven. I hate those shows.
Right.
So when I go to bed and I want to watch my Disney shit to fall asleep, I can't watch that shit. It ruins my whole night.
Oh, you should just watch Comedy Central or Cartoon Network. They got Teen Titans at night.
I'll have to look. I just turn the TV off and just say fuck it. I can't do it. This disappoints me when I can't watch my Disney.
What kind of a world do we live in where a grown man can't watch Disney Channel at night to fall asleep?
Exactly. That's what I ask.
Yeah.
There's real issues
what kind
out.
of fucking world this is? Terrorist attacks? No,
there's real issues going on.
Yeah.
I want my Disney Channel, goddamn.
Yeah.
But anyways, about the Shia LaBeouf, he was in the new Sia video.
Oh, yeah.
Which is with the same girl, the little girl dancer that was in the Chandelier video. And I saw the video. It's, one of those performance dance art videos, which I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Pretty impressed by LaDouche, though. He, fucking scales this giant bird cage.
Oh, yeah?
Pretty ripped and fucking strong, motherfucker. Right. Kick your ass.
Right. You have to catch me first.
But anyways, a day or two after this video comes out, now everybody's up in arms and fucking saying it's pedophile or pedophilia and all this stuff.
Why did you write the video?
Dude,
some asshole wrote the video. You can do this. We'll give you 300 large to do this.
Look,
fuck yeah.
I don't know. I watched the video. It's creepy.
Right.
But I never got a sense of pedophilia in it.
People are so avant-garde shit. People are so fucking fast. So, that's the X, Y. You're like, what?
That was my thing. I think it was just because Shia LaBeouf was in it.
Of course. If it was
some other just male dancer.
It was your boy, if your boy, what's his name? Woody Harrelson. It would have been fine.
Or what if it was Max Smirnoff from fucking Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, yeah. It would have been,
artistic and beautiful.
A master, yeah. He was some guy who people think is half a perv already.
Yeah. Put LaDouche in it, goes to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor LaDouche. He could be in the Boner Games if he wants.
Yeah, we'll put him in, yeah.
He could be in anything. He could be our He-Man. I'll cast him as He-Man.
Not if you want to make a movie, you won't.
Why not?
Yeah.
Jewish He-Man? Be good.
No, that'll be in your other movie called Do Man, where you just do dudes, that's right. Listen, you know what? He does get a bad rap, but he also does a lot of stupid shit. So,
yeah, we got off track. Image Expo,
right?
Not including Shia LaDouche,
right?
The other one was interesting. Darwin Cook,
yes,
love Darwin Cook.
Yes, we do.
And he is going to do his first fully creator-owned project called Revengeance.
Yes.
It says it was going to be like a psychological thriller with some darkly humorous overtones. And it looks, dude, it's Darwin Cook. It doesn't fucking...
Here's my 350. Take it already.
Yeah. This one was really exciting, dude.
Yes. I think
BKV.
Yes.
Our boy BKV.
Yep.
BKV in the house.
Right.
Bro. Brian K. Vaughn, bro.
Right.
It's our boy, bro. BKV. BKV making them funny books, I like the guy. It's fucking smart, you know. He made that saga.
Yeah, bro.
Made that saga. He's got a, giant tit in the cover, you know. Baby sucking a tit right on the cover.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Where's the pedophile on that, huh?
You what? What's wrong? You can't listen to classic rock, bro?
Yeah, what's the matter? You don't know BKV? BKV!
And you're so horrible you are. BKV and F Staples. F Stape.
BKV F Stape! It's the saga, you know? It's in space, you know? Guy's got fucking horns on his head.
There's only one saga in space. That's Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, no, it's two, buddy. It's two, bro. Two, one comes by BKV! Guy's got horns.
I can't read saga anymore. You destroyed it for me. I'm sorry.
Guy's got horns. Mom's a little cokehead, you know?
Anyway, please.
Babysitter's a ghost.
I can't read Brian K.
Yeah, they got a babysitter. He's a ghost, you know? Fucking guts hang out and shit.
Hey, you got a book with a tit on the cover.
Yeah.
How can you beat that?
There's a fucking guy look like a walrus in there. He's dead now.
What kind of book is this? Got dudes fucking on the front cover. What kind of book is that?
It's on the TV. The guy's fucking head. His head's like a fucking TV. It's not even like a flat screen.
It's not even on ESPN. What kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah, not even a flat screen, you know?
Oh.
What if he gets that HD? Yeah, you get that HD? I gotta ask BKV. You get that HD?
God. I quit. Don't fire me. I quit.
Yeah, Saga. Anyways, from the creator of Saga.
Have a next week. Good week.
Brian K. Vaughan.
I don't even want to do my reviews anymore. Image Expo. Guess what? We're not invited to that either.
What are you talking about? BKV.
Don't even try getting in. We ain't going.
We're going to the VIP with BKV. Come on, bro.
Hey, bro, what's going on? Code red right there.
Watch me.
I'm just wearing a shirt that says BKV on it right there.
I love how
Are you down with BKV in the back?
Yeah.
You know me.
I love too that we have like nicknames, like we actually know these people.
Yeah,
like we're buddies.
Yeah.
Oh, BKV, you know.
I guarantee if you run in and yell BKV, 36 seconds before you get just stomped to the ground, taser, and then brought right back out.
Well, if I scream it, yo, BKV! What's up?
They know when they hear that.
Yeah, you're the guy with you're the tit on the cover, you know?
Yeah. Anyone who would have put a broad tit on the cover is good with me.
Yeah, bro. Genius. Could have done away without the kid, you know?
Yeah. What could you put the nipple? What do you come on jerk off?
Nipple would have been nice, not a little baby.
A little nipple would have bring in it maybe.
But it's implied. There's a nipple underneath. I get it.
What do we learn about Brian? What do we do about this poor bastard's going to shoot himself now?
No, he's not. He loves that.
Okay.
Listen, Brian K. Vaughan and
Philip.
not Philip.
we fuck with his name. So, whatever the other jabroni name is.
Oh, that's so bad. But listen, stop it.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Calm down. What is going on in the studio right now? Relax.
There's some funny gas going on.
Brian K. Vaughan.
Yes.
And Cliff Chang.
Oh, yes, of Wonder Woman fame.
Wonder Woman, yes. Their comic is going to be Paper Girls, dude.
Yeah, I saw this one. This one looks really cool, actually.
Set in the late 80s. Ooh.
Please tell me Rick James makes a fucking appearance. Rick James lives on forever in BKV's book.
Paper Girls, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
My girl wants to crumple all the time. Crumple
no,
all
you gotta
the
say
time.
Paper Girls.
Crumple. My paper girls wanna crumple all the time. Crumple all the time.
There you
crumple all the time.
Yeah, we're not hired to write the theme song either. We just Go in there, Eddie. Put on your headphones.
Charlie Murphy, where the darkness? Where that?
You sure this is okay, Mr. James?
I didn't see Charlie Murphy in that video. Where the fuck was Charlie Murphy?
Oh, Charlie Murphy's not allowed in that room.
I wish he was. You see Rick James dance, and all of a sudden you turn around and just smack Charlie Murphy right in the face.
Charlie Murphy's outside washing everyone's car.
He's keeping the car started for fucking Eddie.
All right, we got to reel this back in.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Woo! I'm a bear.
Don't get me started, bro. GTL for life, you know.
All
right.
Anyway,
Paper Girls.
Yes.
Set in the late 80s.
Right.
It's a supernatural mystery adventure grounded by a bunch of ambitious 12-year-olds.
Imagination.
Don't get a lot from... I don't know what it's about.
Right.
They don't give us a lot.
Right.
They guarantee us we're going to figure it out in the first issue. And it's going to be very fantastical. But it brought up the Goonies to me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's all my initial reaction was Goonies. And if it's anything remotely close to that, doesn't matter.
No.
I'm in. And it's BKV. I'm in.
Right, yeah, listen, I don't think he's ever written anything bad. Let's put it this way.
No. Scotty Young. I know you're not that huge of a fan of Scotty Young, but I happen to enjoy him immensely. And he is finally going to get to do his first creator-owned book.
Right.
And it is I Hate Fairyland.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool, actually.
From the cover alone, I'm sold. So check that out. And the biggest news probably. A day that I never thought would happen. 2 of who used to be my favorites.
2 has-beens in the world of Carlos's life.
I'm kidding. I still love both of you.
Right.
Scott Snyder.
Yes.
And Jeff Lemire.
Oh, duh.
That is like God and Jesus,
right,
like at the same dinner table.
Yes.
What are you supposed to do with it? Until you realize they're both aliens. But Snyder and Lemire together on the same book.
Yes, doing a graphic novel, you said.
And it is a graphic novel called AD After Death.
No.
How about that? We just said God and Jesus is going to be about after death. Afterlife.
I read minds, bro. Pretty good.
Mortality is just the beginning of the story, Vito.
And Lemire is doing the art on this one.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool.
Yeah.
I like when Lemire does his own books.
His art style is actually really a neat art style. So,
but it's going to be cool. I'm sure they're going to collaborate together, and
right.
Artist is just as involved in the story as the writer is. Most of the time. But anyways, that was really exciting.
Yes.
And Lemire has another book. 2 Lemire announcements. Right. His other book was Plutona.
Yes.
And it's the exciting part about that was the artist Emmy Lennox. Really cool work she does.
She's pretty cool.
And very rare do we get to see her work. But so that's exciting that's going to be in this book. And it's about a bunch of kids that find a dead body. And the dead body happens to be of the world's most famous superhero.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Stand By Me. They were saying, in the broad story, but it's a short series. I think it's only 4 books, but that's going to be in March, I believe.
Yes. So those are some of the exciting things that I found from the the announcement of Image Expo. Like I said, there was a ton more news. Pretty Deadly's coming back.
Right.
Bunch of other news. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but it's okay. We took up way too much time talking about BKV.
Yeah, that's right.
But now we'll get into our books. Now, since Image Expo happened, and you know how much I love Expo and Image, my first book is from, you guessed it,
Dark Horse.
DC Comics.
Oh, wait a second. Let me pick up my chair.
I'm just fucking around with you.
Holy shit.
Are you kidding me?
You actually curse. I mean, can I say this? When they ring up your books to the counter, you actually curse every time they put a DC book now.
which is only like 3 or 4
and
now.
I yell at you. I go, I thought you quit that. I don't know.
I can't quit the Batman. I just can't quit you.
$4.99 Batman annual that came out last week.
Yeah, thanks.
That'll have nothing to do with nothing.
Well, Swamp Thing's ending, so that'll be
one
one less.
Most people are sad that Charles Soule is ending. No, not me.
I am sad the book's ending. I love the book, but it is a good thing that I'm getting rid of.
That is really one of the only books that when the original creator left, when Snyder left, actually stayed good and got better.
Yeah,
I mean nothing else. I mean Green Lantern went down the toilet.
Yeah.
Green Arrow, holy fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, I dropped that. I was behind on that, but I caught up. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, it went from A being the best to Z being the worst.
Yeah.
But Lemire, holy shit, he's doing Hawkeye.
I know.
Woo! I'm buying that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if I'm the
That makes hypocrites out of both of us now.
Yes, yeah.
You're going to buy Hawkeye, and I'm going to buy a Marvel book again.
Yeah. If Lemire puts a stamp on it, I just wonder if he's going to make it like a dark book like he made Green Arrow. That's going to be fucking cool.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, whatever it is.
Damn you, Lemire.
Why must you be so good?
Lemire's like my con.
Lemire!
Yeah. I feel like that sometimes. But I love him to death.
All right, your first book.
My first book is an Image book.
Yes.
And one of my favorite books in the entire universe. The Humans. This is issue number 3. And Keenan Marshall Keller's writer. Tom Neely on the artwork. Tom Neely must break his balls on this book. Because it seems, so you're like, oh, whatever. Right. It's a bunch of fucking apes. Whatever. But, dude, there are pages in this thing. Like, he's got the one guy in the jungles of Vietnam with all the Viet Cong popping out of the trees. Like, it's unbelievable. And it's not like a giant splash page or anything.
Right, it's just right.
But no. Unbelievable. I can't imagine how much time it actually takes him to do a page. And I saw some of his artwork online for one of the upcoming issues. That is a splash page of all them on their bikes. And it's like the whole gang just, like, leading from, like, this winding road.
Right.
Into the forefront. Oh my goodness. Like, it's unbelievable.
Are they coming at you or going away?
Yeah, coming at you. Like, oh my goodness. The amount of work put into that is astounding. Astounding.
Awesome. Yeah, sure.
So I love it. I love the book for that. Plus you get a couple monkey dicks here, some monkey vaginas.
There's vaginas too?
Yeah.
Oh. They're not just fucking regular women, they're fucking monkey women too?
They're all monkey women. The humans in the book are actually, they call them skins. Oh shit, I forget what they call them.
Okay.
They're they're test animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also like they're sort of like
right. Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, but it's really cool. Our friend Johnny, who is back from the war, he's still having a really hard time with the flashbacks. So we get a lot of those and some really brutal graphic stuff in this book, and we get a little bit of insight into what the Humans' plan actually is now, and it's going to involve some this new synthetic drug that they're creating, and they're going to try to cut out their middleman and go into business for themselves, and that usually goes successfully.
Yeah.
So everything should go well for the humans.
Like a dream, I'm sure.
And you can tell too that this Johnny doesn't think it's a good idea, but he's human for life.
Right.
So he's, he tells, I'll back you up, whatever you do. So it's going to be interesting. It was really cool. It's just such a cool book. And
there's, what it is, and it's just not just a book with dicks. It's an actual.
Yeah, no, it's a real.
It. Right,
yeah,
right.
It's a pretty hardcore fucking book. But it allows you to take a little moment of lightness every once in a while.
Sure.
And that's just only if you're me and you think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
Right. Things that make most people like, oh, you're like,
yeah, exactly. So that is definitely my top pick of the week. I loved it. I will continue to love it. It is such a great book. And I hope every one of you checks it out.
Well, let me tell you something. I can say this is the hardest week for me to pick a pick of the week because I read 4 titles that were outstanding. Effing standing. The first one, which was my absolute pick of the week, from Dynamite, it's The Damnation of Charlie Wormwood. I talk about this every time it comes out because
you love this book.
It is just so fucking awesome. Christina Blanche, Chris Carr, the co-writers. Chi is the artist. One name, that's all he needs. Why waste it with 2? Fucking great book. Charlie's now working with the criminals in the prison, and he's getting $2,000 to deliver a message to some guys on the outside. But it's sort of funny because the guy inside is telling him, all right, you don't do this. Like, don't watch crime movies. This is how you have to act. And meanwhile, you see him go rent, 2 movies. And, criminal, he's dressing like them and stuff. So it's actually funny to see. I think it'd be like how everyone would take that role. Holy shit, I don't know how to be a criminal. I got to watch a movie, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think he did that, and he winds up making a little bit of cash for it. The first thing he does, he buys, food and stuff for his games for him and his wife and his kid to play in the hospital. But a storm's a brewing because there's a riot in the prison while he's now at a second meeting with his boss now, quote unquote, and they're trying to kill all of them. So it's getting hectic. Can I just tell you, this is one of the best paced short series I've ever read. It is so fucking well paced and well thought out. It gets you going like a roller coaster the whole book and stops it just when you're ready to say, give me more. There's no boring parts of this book at all. It's black and white, fucking great. I cannot say... Now, you know me, I rip Dynamite daily. Fucking one of the best books they put out. I'm telling you right now, The Damnation of Charlie Wormwood, number 3.
I agree with you.
Pick it up.
Don't have to yell at me.
I'm telling the people out there, they're out there buying fucking Original Sin still. They go throw that away and go pick this up.
There you go. Next book I had is from the Archaea imprint under Boom, and it's called Feathers.
Yes.
Written and the artwork is both done by Jorge Corona, and it is a beautiful looking book.
Right.
It is a very fun, fantastical, whimsical, child's imagination of a book. I love it.
You love those types of books.
Yeah, I love it, dude. This book, it starts out very much. Remember the Book of Life, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember how that started
yeah.
with the two having their discussion over their involvement, like the two gods, basically talking about their they're going to interfere with this. They're going to make a bet, whatever. Well, that starts out like this. We have two characters who we don't know who they are, but they're definitely overseeing all these people in this city, and they have this baby who is left and abandoned, and he happens to be covered in feathers. It's sort of like this hybrid bird type human being, whatever, who's very sensitive to the light, can only be out in the dark and all this stuff. Well, this old man recovers him and takes him in, and there's something to do with the old man too, that where he might know more that what's going on than what we're led to believe so far. So he takes in this little kid. Meanwhile, they live in a part of this city called the Maze, which is basically...
The Maze, like M-A-Z-E?
Yeah, right. Which is basically like the slums of the city. Right. So there's a higher up, the higher up, whatever you call them, the sophisticated...
Hierarchy, right, yeah. Like the aristocracy.
Right. They live on this other part of town, and like nobody ever sets foot in the Maze. Like that's just... And there's these little kids that run around. They call them the mice, and they're basically just homeless children running around trying to scrounge food and steal food and stuff. And the aristocrats want to build a road to come through this town that leads to the docks and allows access. So the one guy is going with the general of the army to go take a look and make sure that everything's going to go okay when they build this road and stuff. And his young daughter wants to come along. She's never been allowed out of the house. She wants to see what else is out there. Please take me to the maze. I want to see what it is. So, of course, he takes her. She escapes, the curiosity of a kid. She jumps out of the stagecoach to go find out what something was and runs into this Feathers kid. And they have to now hide. And she's all about this adventure. He's freaking out like, oh, my God, who are you? You're not supposed to be here. So the rest of the story is going to be these two sort of, I think, having to get her home or trying to survive together, and I think it's going to be really cool.
That sounds awesome, dude. It really does.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it just reminded me of like those old movies we saw when we were a kid, like an E.T. type thing, or like those relationships.
It's like a Romeo and Juliet type.
Yeah, like two people that don't belong together, and then you're going to realize they're more alike than they really. Right. Oh, yeah, whatever. I love it. No,
that sounds cool, dude.
I love that stuff, and a really cool looking book. So I'm looking forward to more of that. So Feathers.
Image title also?
No, it's from Boom, the Archaea imprint.
Well,
Jorge Corona.
Jorge Corona. My second book.
Jorge Corona
is on I'm not even acknowledging.
Jorge Corona.
My next book. This was my co-pick of the week. Holy crap! It was good. It's Icon. On the Marvel imprint, but it's their.
I know what this one is.
Men of Wrath, number 4, by my boy Jason Aaron, J.A. One of the members of the Brothers Aaron who do Southern Bastards. Ron Garney on the art, and this is a short series. This is actually number 4. I think it's a 5-book or 6-book series.
I was going to say, I think there's only one left.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. This was another book that was extremely well paced. It starts off, it's formulaic. It starts off with a flashback that tells you a little bit about the Wrath family, and then goes into the current what's going on. And this one here father and son battle the whole book. Twisty ending that just fucking punches you in the stomach. And a little bit of, I don't know, reconciliation in the center of the book a little bit, which I was very surprised about. And then just a fucking knife to the fucking chest at the end of this title. I can't say enough about it. I picked this one up just because I saw Jason Aaron. It came out, and I'm like, let me just try it. And fucking A, it's great. Art is great. Everything about it is I love, and it's a good story. And the one thing you're like is, man, these people are fucked up. That's all I gotta say. They are fucked up individual. How anyone could grow up like this is unbelievable. But it's a good story. A really excellent story. That's Men of Wrath #4, Icon, which is Marvel. So go get it. Throw that away, that copy of fucking Axis, and go pick this one up.
There you go.
Yeah. Right before you buy this, I'm going to tell you what book to get rid of out of your sack to go get this book.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's what we should
I like
do.
that.
That's the only our picks of the week. You should not read these 4 books, is what you should do.
Well, I can contribute to that a
lot. You could have 15 picks each week to do that.
I got a huge list of those. Let's just do a negative pull list.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, you like Bizarro.
Right.
So Mondays will be the pull list.
Right.
And then, on Tuesdays, we'll release Bizarro pull list.
The drop list.
There you go.
Just not even, you don't even say hello. Just say, these 10 books you need to get rid of right now.
I'll tell you what, that could be very therapeutic.
Yes, it could be.
Once a week, like on a Wednesday or something, we do the drop list.
Oh.
And it doesn't have to be quick. It could be literally 10 minutes of going, guess what? Fuck you, Original Sin. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's how we'll do it.
My double middle finger pick of the drop of the week is. I'm talking to you, Axis #7.
That's a great fucking idea. I think we need to look into this a little further.
I think we need to do some pre-production on that one because, you know what it is? We would have to prepare for a show for 6 months. Anyway, I got 10. I can drop it right now.
That's what I mean. We could literally,
it writes itself.
We could literally record the show in the car on the way to the comic book shop.
Yeah, on the way there. Did you get that? No, I dropped that piece of shit 3 weeks ago. Oh, there you go. Oh,
Superman, Wonder Woman. Are you out of your fucking mind?
That's so true. Well, I think we got another winner on our hands.
Before we get too carried away with negativity again, I have one more book. I was really excited about this, and it is Dark Horse.
Okay.
Which is, I found out that I own a lot of Dark Horse stuff.
You are a Dark Horse. You're a Dark Horseman.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
I like that.
It's my new WoW gamer tag.
Yeah, guaranteed that's fucking taken. You have to be like Dark Horseman 69.
Then I'll be the Dark Dick Horseman.
Oh. Black Stallion. What's your next book? It can't compare to this, I can tell you right now.
Vito D cannot wait to get out of the studio today.
His next book is Le Bear, Adventures of a Coxman. Drawn by Loso.
You mean blacksmith? No, cocksmith.
I don't think that's a character in the novel. Well, if it is, it should be.
30 health points. Here you go.
Oh, boy.
Gurgle. God damn it.
Anyway.
This is a serious one.
Your most serious book? Okay.
Terrible.
I'm sorry.
Not the most serious book, but...
I'm going to continue.
I really like this creator team.
Okay.
From Dark Horse. It's called Lady Killer, #1. And is from Jolie Jones and Jamie S. Rich.
Okay.
Who have created a lot of books that I love. And there's a lot of those indie impulses that I get.
Yes.
Like 12 Reasons Why I Love You. Crap. Why do I always go blank when I try
to... They do a lot of one-shot stuff, right?
Yeah, these little graphic novels. But anyways, Jolie Jones is also the artist on this book, and the work is amazing. I love her work. But the book's cool, and I was really excited for this because it was like the first kind of time that, it was released on a bigger imprint, so people would notice it. But Lady Killer #1 takes place sort of like in the, seems like somewhere in the 50s maybe. you know, in that era, and it's about this housewife who is actually a contract killer.
Oh, okay, all right.
And so far, it's a typical Jones and Rich style book. I love it. It's a lot of fun, and it's only going to be a 5-issue miniseries. So it's very it's interesting to see something like that take place in that time era, and it was really cool. She set up her first one like she was the Avon lady.
Oh, really?
You know,
that's funny.
And
Avon calling.
Yeah. It was pretty, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's pretty graphic. Okay. So it was a really cool book, and that's cool. Like I said, I really enjoy the creative team, so that was exciting. So.
My last book, and you're going to be surprised by this. It actually is a Marvel title, and I have an honorable mention for the week, which I'll mention right after that. But the all-new Captain America #2. And let me tell you something. I listen. We do a lot of ripping of Marvel, but Rick Remender and Stuart Immonen. Let me tell you something. The art on this book is amazing. It is the introduction of the new Hydra. Fucking amazing. Just like Men of Wrath, in the beginning of each of the first 2 issues of All New Captain America, you find out a little bit about Falcon's life before he became the Falcon and before he became a Captain America, and how each of them have made him the person that he is today. And it's about his father, and his father died helping someone, trying to protect someone from getting shot, and he himself got shot in the process, and he took that to him, and now that he realizes that sometimes there's something better than just not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's more dangerous to do nothing than it is. So right. He takes that into every one of his battles that he goes into. And I don't read many Marvel books anymore. I read this and I read Daredevil, and this is really just for another second issue. It's excellent. A ton of stuff going on. His sidekick is actually Nomad, which is Ian Rogers, which is Rogers' son from Dimension Z. So right. It's a really cool title. The art is fucking out of this world, great. And I don't read anything else with Captain America because there's like 3 other Captain America related type books. This book here is the real deal. Check it out. I have a quick honorable mention. Gotham by Midnight #2. Fucking just as strong as the first issue. And we see a little bit of something. I don't know if you would want to call it the Spectre, but you see a little bit of something. And this book here, Ben Templesmith, Ray Fawkes, my boy Ben Templesmith. We only have 3 or 4 issues before Marshmallow Teeth Man comes back in, and so I'm gonna just enjoy them until he goes on hiatus. And Gotham by Midnight #2 is excellent. That's on DC, but all 4 books this week that I put on my list are excellent and should be picked up.
There you go. I agree, and I actually agree with all 4 of them. Yeah. Even the Captain America one.
Yeah.
Although I dropped it, I really did enjoy #1.
Yeah.
I just did not enjoy the fact that Captain America was a different character in all the other Captain America books that they had.
Yeah, I dropped all the other Captain America books.
So and I said, fuck them all.
Fuck them all. And this one here is top-notch Captain America writing. So... And it pays homage to Steve Rogers still. I mean, Steve Rogers is still in the story, which is cool. So.
I will get it in trades.
In 5 years when it comes out?
Yeah.
They're still doing trades from 3 reboots ago, so...
Actually, yeah, it's funny because just last week I think I got Remender's Captain America.
Right.
I think finally leading up into now.
You think they're creating...
It was like volume 5 or something like that?
When they get in there and they go to each one, okay, this is what you're going to do, and they go to Remender and they're just going to go, let me guess, I'm redoing Captain America. You got it. Next book. All right. He doesn't even show up anymore. He's just rebooting Captain. After about 25 books, Captain America reboots again. It's crazy because this is going to reboot again. Obviously, when they figure out how to fix Steve Rogers.
Right.
But I don't know. I like Falcon as Captain America. I mean, he's really good. And is there anyone else you'd want besides maybe Bucky? But he's already been Captain America already.
Bucky.
And by the way, the Winter Soldier book is horrible.
Really?
It's absolutely horrible.
The new one?
The new one. Horrible. You read it and you're like,
I laugh, but
what the fuck are you doing? That's what you read.
I laugh, but I'm not laughing at you because I actually feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Because I know you want to like these so bad. But
when they can announce a winner, because I like the Ed Brubaker Black Widow book that he did with them, and I'm like, oh, cool, they're doing a new series. I bought the first book. It was one of those things where I looked back to see if maybe a page was torn out. Like, the fuck are they doing? All of a sudden he's in space. All of a sudden he does more space shit than the Guardian of the Galaxy. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? He's a guy with a big metal arm. I don't understand why he's doing this. Yeah. So, but I think Falcon they brought Falcon up to the forefront, man. Good for them. He's a great fucking character. I love him, and that was the best move that Marvel's made so far, I think.
Now, if only they could bring Peggy Carter back, then maybe I'll read some books.
Well, they have a S.H.I.E.L.D. book. They released a book this week that had coincides with the Peggy Carter show.
But I want Peggy Carter to be able to bang Captain America.
I don't know if you'll ever see that. In your world, it will.
It will. I'll write it myself.
BKV on them. Say there'll be a bunch of fucking banging and all kinds of shit.
Hey, BKV, got an idea?
Yeah. That's why you like him so much, because his first book had a monkey in it. One of his first ones.
Why the Last Man?
Yeah, had a monkey. The monkey was prominent in the whole book.
Ampersand. And not only that, it was one of the greatest fucking books ever.
One of the greatest books ever. Could it be possible that he has two of the greatest books ever written?
Even better than the Bible, dude. Like, that's how good it is.
Well, we know one of them's at least fiction. Just kidding, Saga. We know it's real. Woo! Going to hell. In a handbasket, baby.
I love that we do these shows on Sundays, too. It's fucking great.
That's called the paradox.
Well, let's wrap it up before we catch on fire, shall we?
Oh, but I just got an email from the Holy Land. I'm banned too. Looks like I'm going to Legoland, bitches.
Hey. Woo! Listen, like my man said, there's hell below. We're all going to go.
Yeah. Rather lead in hell than serve in heaven, or whatever they say. Yeah. That's you.
Well, there you go.
Well,
so there is episode 76, everybody. We had a fun time. Like we said, we like to
party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Ooh.
And like your favorite documentary, there was only one accidental dick.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
it's usually me.
We're very consistent. So
yeah. Today was me though. It's usually you. You're usually
you were on fire today.
You are usually the accidental dick. Today,
you were on fire today.
Pretty much on fire.
But it's okay.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's like a new thing for you.
I see why you do it. I like the role.
The charge. I get a charge from it.
I like the role of the villain.
The villain, please. Yeah. I play the one everyone loves. That's what I play.
It's not how I see it.
Oh, okay. That's probably how the rest of everyone else sees it too.
Not what I listen to.
I live life through rose-colored glasses, as they say. Okay, no. But Carl, just say for instance, you pick up, Captain America 2. You're like, wait a second, this doesn't have the, sports highlights in here. Where do I go to find that?
Sports highlights. Well, first, I don't think you should worry about sports highlights because you should be watching Agent Carter. And then after you watch Agent Carter, you should ask yourself, I wonder if there's like a show where these two dudes go on every week.
Right.
And they talk about shows like Agent Carter.
Right.
And movies and stuff that I like. Maybe some comic books too. Maybe they throw that at the very end of the show since nobody listens to it anyways. Wonder if
where can I listen to a show where they talk about comic books, but I can skip the whole part if I want to.
There's got to be a show like that exists. And we're here to tell you, folks, there is.
It's us. It's us. Yes, it's us.
LFM's pull us.
Yes.
Every week, new shows. I don't know why I just Shatnered
you
there.
You just Shatnerized the whole promo.
I don't know why I did. But you got to go to www.littlefurrymonster.com. That's LIL, furrymonster.com. There, you get links to all of our past Dead shows if you're still into that shit. I don't know. I mean,
if you're into that farce.
I don't know if there's no... Those shows have no shelf life, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, they really don't.
Our theories, I listened to like two of them a couple weeks ago. Our theories, shot out of the air. We have no fucking clue what we're talking about.
What are you talking about? A lot of mine were fucking spot on.
All I know is, some of the shit I said, I'm like, did I even watch the fucking show?
I ask myself that every week, on this show included. So at least you're consistent.
All right, good.
But no, the reason why I mentioned that is because when I get the numbers in every week, I see that people go back and download those shows, and I'm thinking, what are you doing?
Anything Walking Dead is hot.
Why are you... What? How long did it take you to go, oh, that's not what I want to listen to?
It don't matter.
And not because the shows are bad. I'm just saying because we did per episode reviews.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Who wants to go back and listen to something from season 2 of Walking Dead? But anyways, you get links to all of our shows. The pool list, like I said, comes out every week. And you can get us directly through our website, or you could go to the iTunes. You could go to the Stitcher, TuneIn Radio.
Beyond Pod.
Any type of podcasting service will have our link. All you got to do is search for Little Furry Monster, and just remember that's Lil Furry Monster. And there are some friends of ours that also host our show, and that's where the sports part comes in. If you are into that thing, Sports Central, Vito.
Yeah, if you want to find out what the Saints are doing because they didn't make the playoffs, you can call here, and they'll let you know what players they're dropping and get rid of.
You know, if you even had a team that you cared about, I would return the favor to you. But I don't even think you watch football anymore. So, shut up.
Excuse me. There's bowling on Sundays. That's all I need to tell you.
And he ain't fucking kidding. Let me just tell you, he is not kidding. After the show last week, we had some time to kill. We're sitting around. We're waiting before we had to go meet some people for lunch. Watching the TV, I'm flipping around, and you know, damn, if there's no football on Sundays, there is no reason to watch TV. There's just nothing on. So I'm flipping, crazy trying to find something to watch. Oh, look, put back ESPN. There's bowling. I thought you were fucking around. I said, yeah, that's funny. He goes, no, I'm serious, dude. Come on, it's the fucking PPGA. Oh, it's fucking lightning.
It's a Scorpion Championship.
Oh, whatever. This guy goes in.
You know why they call that? Because of how there's different ways they oil the wood. Oh, God, that sounds like a LeBaron reference, but it wasn't.
It only did until you brought it up.
Yeah.
Now I see why you're so uncomfortable with the idea.
There's different oil patterns they put on the lane.
Something.
One's called Scorpion, one's called Viper,
Wow.
and this is the Scorpion Championship.
So they tried to name the oils exciting.
Yes.
To get people to think that it's badass.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It was very exhilarating.
You should really go work at Rick's. We can still make that happen.
You mean Lips?
Rick's.
Oh, yes, Rick's, yes. I'll be there.
All right.
Okay.
But anyways, our friends that host our show for us as well, they're over at shawsports.net. And not only is it sports, but they're in entertainment too.
They do everything.
Yeah.
They really do. It's a cornucopia.
It's really a great website.
Yeah.
I should learn who put that together. Not that theirs is bad, but they got a lot of shit going on. They got people working for them and stuff,
Yeah, of course. They're in the industry.
People write articles and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's how the website's supposed to work. But what are you going to do? Shawsports.net. Your one-stop shop.
Yeah.
For all things sports.
Yep.
And pool list.
Yeah, the pool list is there.
I think we've covered everything. Oh.
Okay. Oh, wait a second.
Remember that guy we had on the show
Yes, we did.
Silverback. Thanks again for you. We had a great time.
Yes.
You're always welcome back. Magic City Comic Con, folks, next weekend. Get your asses to Miami. Come out and hang out with me. Sounds like I'm going to go solo again. Is that correct, Vito?
I have obligations.
Unbelievable. That's fine. That's more Leanna Vamp for me.
Guillermo del Toro called me. He wants me to sit in.
Oh, good. You say hi to the cosplay chicks for me.
Okay, I will. Go get my coffee. I'll let them know.
But anyways, come hang out with me at Magic City Comic Con. There's going to be a lot of fun things to do. And come tag along with me. We'll go hobnob with the fucking celebs.
You and Leanna Vamp.
Yeah, I might get thrown out because I don't
you
know.
You might look and go, LV! And then just fucking swarm and tackle you.
LV. What up, bro? Yep, LV.
That's some set of lungs you got on you, honey.
They should have used you for the cover of Saga. I'm just saying. Could have been you. You got 2 babies right there,
Oh, God. You got 2 midgets in your chest.
They should send you over to Africa to feed the babies.
My God, you could feed a whole fucking country with those things.
Yeah, feed a whole village,
Am I in a supermarket? We got to see some melons right there. Oh.
We're so gross. So gross. But we love all of you. See you guys next week.
Later.
Eddie, put your microphones on.
Cocaine, a very powerful drug. Charlie Murphy. Da-na-na-na.